A flying fortress appears over the town as a group of heroes called the Dragon Keepers dedicate themselves to defend humanity in a never-ending war against the invaders. 13 years later, the fortress continues to send down monsters and creatures called Dusters to fight the Dragon Keepers every Sunday in an arena display called the Sunday Showdown. The latest is Ultora Tiger, who puts up a dramatic fight against the Dragon Keepers before being defeated. However, it is revealed that this was all staged. In reality, the Dragon Keepers beat the invaders within the first year they arrived. They set up a truce with the remaining Dusters to have them put on performances like this in exchange for being allowed to live. One of the Dusters, Foot Soldier D, has grown tired of this and tries to take a stand against the Dragon Keepers before being swiftly cut down by the Red Keeper. He decides to disguise himself as a human and join the Dragon Keepers so he can take them down from within. D has started his plan by taking the entrance exam to join the Ranger Force. While there, he runs into the two humans he met before, Yumeko Suzukiri and Hibiki Sakurama. They take him out to lunch where he learns that Suzukiri has a mission to deliver a letter to the Red Garrison HQ. Seeing his opportunity, he transforms into Sakurama and accompanies her. Meanwhile, Red and Blue Keeper arrive at the fortress to punish D and scare the Dusters back in line. D plans to stab Red Keeper when he sees him, but is scared off by the garrison members and Red Keeper himself. After leaving, Suzukiri reveals she knew about the knife and who D really is. She tells D she wants to work with him to kill the Keepers. Just then, the real Sakurama shows up and says a monster has appeared nearby. The monster is D's friend, Foot Soldier F, who is trying to find D to bring him back. Red Keeper himself shows up and uses the divine artifact to truly kill F. After witnessing F's death, D runs into Sakurama, who reveals he knows the truth after he overheard D and Suzukiri's conversation. However, he also reveals he wants to make a world where humans and monsters can coexist, which D rejects. D meets with Suzukiri, who tells him that the key to defeat the Keepers is to steal their 5 divine artifacts. She also says that the best time to do this is during the Sunday Showdown. D impersonates the Red Keeper and sneaks into Red Garrison headquarters, but is stopped by Garrison member Shun Tokita. Tokita repeatedly kills D, but D manages to trick and beat him. As D escapes with the divine artifact, he is confronted by the Keepers. Green Keeper comes up with an idea to have D surrender peacefully, but D refuses. As such, Blue Keeper uses his divine artifact to kill D. When Red Keeper goes to get his artifact back, it is shown to be a fake as it was created by D using his arm Red Keeper severed earlier. The real one was stolen by Suzukiri. Later on, multiple Blue Ranger members are killed by an unknown monster. The Dragon Keepers have a meeting along with their second-in-commands where Red reveals his divine artifact was stolen. His second-in-command argues that he should hand the title of Red Keeper to him, but Red beats him to death. Blue and one of subordinates, Hakeru, investigate the battle site to try and find D and the divine artifact. Meanwhile, D is revealed to be alive, but now has a stomach wound that will not heal thanks to Blue's divine artifact. He is found by Sakurama, who tells D his backstory. They are then found by Hakeru. Sakurama tries to lure him away, but after Hakeru threatens him, D arrives to fight. Hakeru counters with a divine artifact replica that D cannot touch. D runs away and tries to use Sakurama as a hostage. Hakeru backs off and drops the replica. Sakurama grabs it and appears to kill D. In reality, the two made an agreement to swap disguises so D could infiltrate the Rangers. The disguised D and Hakeru fly away in a chopper, while Sakurama stays in the forest disguised as D. A disguised D is living at the Independent Rangers HQ. He smashes Hibiki's laptop, which contains all the information Hibiki left behind. While a blue cadet repairs it, D is tasked with delivering badges to all of his fellow trainees. On his way back to his room, D meets Hibiki's sister, who is revealed to be the Pink Keeper Sisera. He runs back to his room and goes to investigate a noise coming from his closet. A female Duster Hibiki has been hiding in his room, pops out and attacks him. After revealing his identity, she calms down. Sisera then shows up wanting to talk. She tries to convince Hibiki to have both of them quit the Rangers and go back to living a quiet life. D gets Sisera to temporarily leave so he can trap the female Duster's head in a box. Once Sisera returns, D rejects her offer. When Sisera leaves the room, D convinces the female Duster to work with him. Meanwhile, on the ride home, Sisera stops a group of thugs while rejoicing at how much Hibiki has changed. D begins training but is beat by the other trainees. XX, the female Duster, reminds him not to get friendly with the other trainees. At the final exam, they are told they will have to fight other Rangers acting as monsters and retrieve a key from them in 3 days. D gets paired up with a volatile trainee named Kai Shion and sent after a now-maimed Takeda. Shion repeatedly tries to fight Takeda but gets defeated each time. While it appears D has run away, in actuality he steals a car and rams it, which also brings the Green Ranger actor Keinon Hisui and the trainees fighting her. D gets one of the trainees to draw Tokita and Hisui. He then causes a smokescreen and uses his transformation ability to disorient and aggravate the two into fighting each other. D ambushes Tokita and goads Shion into attacking him as well. D moves in to finish Tokita off, but the bell rings before he can, signaling the end of the first day. One of the trainees quit after the first day. Shion says he wants to talk to D, but the latter sees XX running outside and goes after her. He catches her in the maintenance area, tapping on pipes before locking her back in the closet. D meets back with Shion, who reveals his brother was killed by a boss monster 4 years ago, despite D thinking all the bosses were killed 13 years ago. Elsewhere, XX gets discovered by the Blue Ranger, who repaired the laptop but is saved by a boss monster, Peltrola, who got her distress message. On the second day of the test, D finds out that Shion teamed up with 4 other trainees to take all the keys. D decides to team up with the remaining trainees to go after the last key held by Suzukiri. She willingly hands it over to them to further help D. However, Shion's team shows up and takes the key just as the bell rings. Meanwhile, Peltrola and Double X are making their escape, killing multiple people along the way. The elite trainees gloat over their victory when D snatches the key back. It is revealed that the second day is not over yet, as the bell ringing early was a trap set by trainee Renmaru to get Suzuriki to lower her guard. D's team managed to hold on to the key until the second day actually ends. Meanwhile, Peltrola and XX are still on their rampage, but get confronted by Azome, who manages to wound Peltrola with her replica Divine Artifact. Elsewhere, D goes around spying on his fellow trainees while the rest of his team recruit a 5th member. Renmaru runs into Peltrola, 20, and Izome, and is seemingly killed when he manages to get Izome to safety. On the third and final day, the teams agree to one-on-one matches. With XX having disguised herself as Renmaru, D's team gain the advantage using a hidden third form of their gadgets called Burst Mode. D fights Shion and easily overwhelms him until Shion accidentally triggers the Burst Mode as well. Izome is badly injured when the Dragon Spirit Draggy comes to her aid. Meanwhile, D's team takes 3 of the keys, while the 4th is surrendered to Shion's team. Shion and D continue to fight when XX steps in and pins Shion. Just then, the Blue Keeper arrives and uses his divine artifact to trap XX. He proceeds to torture her for information about Peltrola. D attempts to kill the Blue Keeper, but he fails. D and XX then retreat while the Blue Keeper attacks with homing explosives and laser blasts from his divine artifact. While XX loses both of her arms, she rams a truck into him. But 20 states she and D have no chance against him and apologizes to Peltrola. Given no other option, XX takes D and Blue Keeper to where Peltrola is hiding. Peltrola reveals he has evolved since then and produces a massive army of clones to fight the Blue Keeper. The Blue Keeper holds his own while 20 brings D to meet Peltrola. Peltrola thanks D for his continued fighting and states that together they will have their goal of world domination and death of all humanity. However, after remembering the pain he and his fellow Dusters went through for 13 years and all the new friends he has made, D betrays and kills the Peltrola clone. Besides resenting the boss monster for his long and torturous abandonment, D realizes his ideal world will never be possible if the boss monsters are still around, as they would seek to destroy everything instead of ruling it. One of the Peltrola clones tries to escape to the surface but is confronted by the junior cadets. Another clone tries to escape through the pipes but is stopped by Shion and the other trainees. D joins them as he states to himself that the only side he is fighting for is himself. The cadets continue to fight against the Peltrola clone. Unfortunately, Yukino is held hostage after Ishikawa is wounded trying to save her. Elsewhere, it is revealed Suzukiri made a deal with Peltrola to allow one clone to escape, only for the escaped clone to be killed by the Pink Keeper. D convinces the others to surrender their dragon gadgets, which causes Akabayashi to run away. Ishikawa distracts Peltrola long enough for Yukino to land a blow on him, while Kurusu grabs one of the smaller clones trying to escape. Akabayashi soon returns with Shippo, who quickly kills the clones. Peltrola seemingly destroys everyone's gadgets. However, it is shown D faked them with his mimicry as Shion and Urabe land a fatal blow on Peltrola. Ishikawa succumbs to his injury following the battle. Blue Keeper's origin story is shown as he continues his fight. Kano sacrifices himself to save the Blue Keeper and gives the latter another cartridge for his divine artifact, just as D appears to challenge him. A series of flashbacks show the day D was born, the day the Keepers defeated the boss monsters, and D's time in the Sunday Showdown. D reveals himself to the Blue Keeper and fights him but is unable to touch him due to the divine artifact. However, D finds an opening and rushes to stab him. Just then, a surviving Peltrola clone arrives and kills the Blue Keeper. D is upset at being robbed of his victory and moves to attack Peltrola, but XX absorbs the clone and leaves. In the wake of the Blue Keeper's death, multiple revelations are shown. Renmaru is still alive but is in critical condition. D's team consisting of himself, Yukino, Shippo, Usukubo, and Kurusu is being promoted to full Rangers. A secret organization is working from within the Rangers to take them down. Tokita found out that Suzukiri stole the cartridge to the Red Keeper's missing divine artifact, but is unable to reveal it without implicating himself. D is now more determined than ever to complete his mission of killing the Dragon Keepers. Finally, Sakurama is shown hiding in a junkyard.